Sometimes people say, like everybody's just stuck up in Toronto and Toronto is expensive and Toronto is this and Toronto is that. But people go where community is. I'm happy to spend time by myself. But my God, too much time by yourself can sometimes not be the best thing. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Camelia, and if this is your first time here, welcome. If it's not, then welcome back. This video is going to serve two purposes today. One is that it will be sort of an official introduction. I feel like I need some headroom. Hold on. Yeah. One is sort of an official introduction to the channel. I've had this channel sitting here for a little minute, a hot minute, but I was posting mostly reels because I wasn't sure of what it is that I wanted to do, what niche it is that I would fit myself into. But I realize I won't fit into a niche because I'm a multi-potentialite, as they call it. I have several skills and talents and hobbies and interests and all of this. And I don't know how to segment my life like that into like one specific niche. So I renamed the channel Doing Life with Camelia, which is what we're going to be doing. And I will share as much as I'm comfortable sharing. And so there is not an expectation that my videos are going to be one particular thing. It's just going to be me sharing my life with you. And so welcome. I trust that you'll stick and stay and you'll subscribe, you'll like, you'll comment, and you'll share. Today I want to share something that's been on my mind about just adulthood and loneliness. Yeah. So I'm at the big age of 37 years old. I am from Toronto and I moved to Edmonton in Alberta about just over a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. And loneliness, I've experienced loneliness before, but it was never like this consistent experience. It wasn't this long-standing thing that I had to deal with. It was like briefly and, it was over. But now that I've moved here, when I moved, I had 3 friends who I knew prior to. And so I'm like, okay, that's enough. Because you generally have like a lot of friends or a lot of people around me, because I'm very, very measured in my friendships and who I let into my life, because I take friendships really seriously. So seriously. I'm loyal to you. I'm going to treat you like family. And, there are certain basic things that I'm going to be expecting from you. And so when friendships end for me, they are devastating and painful. So I don't usually have a lot of people around me. Anyways, so I came here, and when I moved, I was busy because I had just moved. I was transitioning to a whole new environment. 4 hours by plane away from my family and my friends. I had just rented a new apartment that I needed to decorate and furnish because I left everything in Toronto. And so I was excited. Decorating, those kind of things get me really excited. It's always excited. Yeah, I didn't have time to be lonely because who's processing that, right? And so I did that. And then 4 months after I moved here, I bought a home. So again, I was excited because I'm going to have to move. Going through the process of home buying can be really stressful. Mine was stressful, but God was good. It wasn't as stressful as some other people's that I've heard. But anyways, I went through that process, and so I didn't have time to be lonely. And then the house came through, and I had to move and redecorate and all of that. I was excited, and so did that. Had those 3 friends. Then you meet some other people, and I let another person, another person, into that little space and that group, and it became my thing. We had regular conversations. We were hanging out every now and then, or regularly in some cases. And then you get to this point where you realize people come into your life and some leave, and then other people are busy doing their own life, trying to figure life out for themselves. And so they don't have as much time to dedicate to you as you would like for me, as I'd like. Because if you're my friend, if you're in my life, one of my love languages is time spent. So we need to be spending time, right? But people have their lives to live. And then you realize, but I realized some time ago, some months ago, that, hey, you're pretty much doing this by yourself. You are not alone, but you were lonely. you're one lonely adult. And as I said before, I have lots of skills and talents and interests and hobbies. And I tried filling the void with those things, but found that they didn't last. They brought me joy because I'm excited to do these things and they soothe my soul. But that void remained, right? And so now I am going through the process of trying to figure out what are some strategies. Like, how do I go about filling the void or voids that are causing me to be lonely? I know one of them is human interaction, because no man is an island, no man stands alone. As human beings, we need human interaction to survive. And I know there are people who will say, you were born alone and, all of these things. I get that. I was born alone. I'm happy to spend time by myself. But my God, too much time by yourself can sometimes not be the best thing. Because one of the things I think I have been running away from, I'm being as honest as I can here, yeah? So don't judge me. But one of the things that I have done is try to run away from my thoughts a lot of times, because I have lots of thoughts about death and not wanting to die and all of that. And that stresses me out. So to not have to sit with those thoughts or other thoughts that are deeply disturbing, or sometimes just not the best, I busy myself with a lot of things. And so busying myself with those things, I find they are now less and less effective in warding off those thoughts or preventing me from feeling lonely. But I'm reading this book from Mel Robbins, the Let Them theory. And there's a whole chapter there that talks about adult friendships or something to that effect. And it was saying, it was just giving us strategies as how to make friends in your adult life, because I don't think making friends is one of the easiest things. For me, it doesn't come as easily as it does for some other people. So like, I went home recently and I got to see my family and I got to see some of my friends, and it just felt really good. It felt really good. And so I'm like, should I be going home every weekend? Maybe I should, so that I can get that thing that I'm craving until I'm able to build that community here. But I think that's one of the things that we have to bear in mind. Like, if you're planning to move, and which is why I think sometimes people say, like, everybody's just stuck up in Toronto and Toronto is expensive and Toronto is this and Toronto is that. But people go where community is. People stay where community is, because that's important. We all need that kind of community. And so if you're planning to transition to like a new environment or somewhere where you don't have your support system, you have to be conscious of the fact that it can get lonely, and you will have to deal with that, or you hurry up and create that community. But transitioning, moving to new places can sometimes lead to loneliness. And I think that's one of the things I never thought about, because I'm an introvert and I enjoy spending a lot of time with myself. And, I never thought about the fact that it could get lonely or get this lonely. But I don't want pity. Mark you, I hate when people, hate is a strong word. I strongly dislike when people feel sorry for me or have pity on me. Please don't. Which is one of the reasons I cry a lot, but I don't love crying, because it makes me feel sorry for myself. And I don't want to feel sorry for myself, and I don't want anybody feeling sorry for me. I'm just sharing to say that if you're experiencing this, kind of loneliness or something similar to it, you are not alone. There are tips and tricks and strategies as to how to navigate that. I hope I shared at least one strategy with you, which is you go first. You initiate conversation, you initiate friendships and stuff like that. But if you have strategies, if you have tips and stuff that can be helpful, just not just for me, but for others who may be watching this and experiencing the same thing, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to read, and I'll be sure to review and apply what is applicable. But yeah, anyways, I don't want to blabber on for much longer. So thank you for being here, and do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Who knows what I'll be doing.